I want to say what's on my mind about this Nazi pig, Donald Trump, and his Gestapo agents, ICE. As you notice now, a lot of the news has moved away from Venezuela and the illegal kidnapping and invasion there, and now it's focused on Iran. This is just a tactic, a propaganda tactic used by Trump and his cronies to get your mind now off what he illegally did in Venezuela, and now he wants to try to attack Iran. He's taking on so much as somebody that wanted to be an anti war president, a coward that didn't even join the military. His sons are cowards because they were never in the military. And then he turns around and he wants to maybe invade Greenland. What happened to democracy? I'll tell you what democracy is. It's all about the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. And now all these gas companies going into Venezuela to steal their oil, they're not going to make it better there. The man is a Nazi pig. He's doing the same thing that Hitler did here in Germany. And that Gestapo ICE is the same thing as the Gestapo that was here in Germany. And the only way to defeat something like that, the people have to rise up. There has to be an armed revolution or conflict in America to overthrow the government and to put real democracy back in there. There was a revolution in America hundreds of years ago because the people were not going to stand for what's going on. Well, today they have to do the same thing. After World War II, these Nazi bastards and their cronies were hung or imprisoned. That's exactly what has to happen to Trump and his cronies. Innocent people are getting killed in the streets by ICE, and nobody's doing nothing. People are sitting around like sheep. And I'm sorry to say this, but you know what? Sometimes you have to use force. Look at what the French did, the underground movements in other countries during World War II fighting the Nazis. Maybe that has to happen in America. Because I tell you right now, you can sit there in your little homes and hope and pray that something better is going to happen. But where's the price of groceries? It's still higher. There's nothing that Trump has done but rape that country and make himself richer and his cronies richer. And the only way to stop something like this is not about voting anymore. It's about taking over the country, taking it back, and then having free elections in America. Because technically in America, you don't have free elections. You know, Trump and everybody complains about elections in Venezuela and other countries not being legal, not being fair. Hell, in America, it's just as bad. But the thing about it is, the elite in America are buying everything. So I'm just speaking my mind and saying, the only way anything is ever going to change in America, you are going to have an armed revolution, retake the government, vote, and put a democracy back inside. Because right now you have no democracy. And what democracy they call it is only about the dollar. Trump, you want to take Greenland, you want to invade Iran. But you know what? Your sons and you never served in the military. So what do you want to do? You want to sit there and send innocent boys to get killed. Well, for me, I think if anybody should be killed, it should be fighting you and the government because there needs to be a revolution there. And people need to stand up because if they don't stand up, you're going to be sheep. Your children are going to continue to be sheep and your grandchildren, and there'll be no future. This man is a dictator, a Nazi dictator, using Nazi tactics to run America, to try to run the world. And the other governments, I don't know why they don't band together and put this man down. Because America's not that strong. They're not that strong at all. Russia and China could take America in a minute if they really wanted to. But what needs to happen in America is the government needs to be dissolved and a new democratic free government needs to be put in there. And these people that have caused all these problems, they need to be imprisoned, hanged. They need to face justice because killing innocent women and people out there on the streets by ICE agents, deporting thousands. Let me tell you something, Trump. The Indians and the Mexicans were there a lot longer before the white people. So really, you're the illegal immigrant. I've had my say and said what I feel. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But I tell you now, the only way America is ever going to survive and get away from this capitalism and Nazism and all these dictators is to have an armed revolution, to overthrow the government, put a new democratic government in there, and to have real votes, not votes being bought off or votes being tampered with and things. It needs to have a democratic government.